Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your weekly dose of adrenaline. Welcome to IZW. My name is CM Burnham, alongside Seth Coburn. We are here to bring you all the action tonight. And Seth, we are 1 week removed from the happenings of Redemption, and what an ending to that big, huge pay-per-view event.
The ending last week was such a shock that it left everybody here just completely speechless.
Well, Seth, we're going to go straight into some recap here. We want the fans to be caught up. You can see right here the triple threat match for the IZW Championship. As it looked right there, you see the KC Wolves, the brand new IZW Tag Team Champions, in the ring. And they are taking out the natural-born leader, Johnny Z, as well as the leader of the hype section, Jermaine Johnson. Jordan Jacobs down. He had been injured earlier, trying to help out. Here comes Damon Windsor. We thought everything was on the same page as Impact Inc. stood together, and there you see Damon Windsor turning on Johnny Z. Huge choke slam in the middle of the ring, allowing Bad Brad Michaels with the super kick to lay out the champ. Now they try to force Mark Wilson to make the 3 count, and Mark Wilson refuses. And this is what he gets in exchange. Huge choke slam as well. And here we thought, okay, finally some sense coming in. Sean McHale down. Johnny Z back up there. The KC Wolves thrown out of the ring. Johnny Z, no referee around. Low blows Damon Windsor, sets up Bad Brad Michaels. Big boot in the corner right there. Look, all said and done. 1, 2, and then the final turn, as Sean McHale allies himself with Bad Brad Michaels of the KC Wolves and Damon Windsor. And from there, it was all academic. A big choke slam. And we have a new IZW champion.
Well, we knew something was up early on between Bad Brad Michaels and the KC Wolves, as Michaels helped them to gain the tag team titles. But when Damon Windsor turned, that was an utter shock. And then Sean McHale being the icing on the cake, that was what left the entire arena speechless.
The entire landscape of IZW has been turned upended after the results of Redemption last week. But tonight, we're going to see some fallout from Redemption. The tag team championships will be on the line, as the KC Wolves will put those titles up against Nemesis, one of the 2 teams that they beat last week in order to gain those titles. We also will see the brand new queen of IZW, Erica, who won the very first ever women's ladder match here in Oklahoma, as she puts her crown on the line against someone who made a huge impact her first time in this arena, Skylar Slice.
Well, the first time Skylar Slice was in the building, she actually was taking on Erica, and it was a stipulations match, which ended up making it the ladder match that it became for the Queen's crown. Skylar Slice is an incredible example of what a female athlete can be. She is large, she is quick, she is strong, and she is nimble.
Well, a lot of those qualities, I think, belong to some of these individuals as well. As we now await this new coupling, the new representatives, and I don't know if we're supposed to call them Impact Inc. I don't know what we're supposed to call them, but right now we see on their way to the ring.
I've got a few things we could call them, but yeah, none of them we can use right now.
I'm not sure they're legal on YouTube. But there you see the brand new IZW Tag Team Champions for the 4th time. The KC Wolves, Luke Langley on your left, Graham Bell on your right, and standing between them, the facilitator, the man who quite simply turned his back on the man that we thought he was 100% loyal to, Johnny Z, and now he leads out the Tag Team Champions to the ring. And I mean, even without the presence here of Bad Brad Michaels and Sean McHale, I still hope that we're going to get some answers about exactly what went through the minds of all three of these men to force them to turn their back on the IZW world, upon all the support that they've had, and to ally themselves with Bad Brad.
Well, I'm sure we're going to get plenty of answers, but I don't know how much truth we're going to get in those answers.
Well, I have this horrible feeling that we're going to get a dose of truth that we're not going to like. I really want some explanations, because I can't understand how Damon Windsor, for week after week, stood in the middle of that ring and said, we're doing this fair and square. There is nothing fair and square about what happened in that main event.
Well, we do want to know the truth, but the question is, can we handle the truth?
Oh, you see the KC Wolves standing up there, holding aloft their newly won Tag Team Championship. And a completely different disposition from Luke Langley, from Graham Bell. And those of you who follow these two men on Twitter and on Facebook, there's been a complete change of their attitudes on there as well. Graham Bell now relishes in being referred to and thought of as the worst person ever. And some of his comments extremely controversial. I guess we'll get comments from Damon Windsor now. Let's the IZW world chiming in, but I'm sure that Windsor has plenty to say. I hope he has some.
Windsor, who was just last week hearing the cheers of the IZW crowd.
The IZW world chanting for Johnny Z, the former IZW champion, the man that Windsor was once a disciple of. And Windsor obviously unhappy with that.
Funny you should mention that name. Because guess what time it is, everybody? It's the week after Johnny Z lost. So if memory serves me correctly, it's time to play Where's John?
Is that AM or PM?
Because Johnny Z likes to do a lot of things, and showing up after somebody has royally kicked his ass is not one of them. So, I don't have to play that game anymore. I don't have to worry about where John is, because I've got new associates. And I've heard other questions for the last 7 days. Questions like who, where, what, and what's that one everyone keeps asking? Why? Why did you do what you did? Why did you leave the Savior strewn in the center of the ring? Well, I guarantee you that all your questions have answers.
Sellouts. We've heard that a lot lately. You see, in the past week, all of you fans have lost your collective mind over what happened at Redemption. I've got a lot of messages. I've seen a lot of posts asking a lot of questions. Now, you want to do something? Look at that! 2 weeks ago, she was howling right along with us, like every one of you. Every one of you.
Well, I think we found Graham Bell an opponent for tonight.
It's funny how fast things change in the Impact Arena. Like Graham said, it was just a couple weeks ago that the Impact Arena erupted in howls every time the KC Wolves were in this ring. And then something strange happened a few months ago at Evolution. Johnny Z and the inimitable Damon Windsor defeated Graham and myself for these tag team titles, fair and square. And then we were gone for 3 weeks. And when we came back, how did the ever loyal Pack greet us? We came back to the Impact Arena to get these back for our Pack. And what did we hear, Graham? What did we hear?
We heard Johnny Z. Johnny Z. Johnny Z. Exactly. Exactly. And that is exactly why we did what we did at Redemption. Because after 2 years of busting our asses for you, for giving you credit for every title we won, for always being a part of the Pack, Johnny Z throws us in the woods and all of a sudden he's your hero. You turned your backs on us. We're not sellouts, you're sellouts. We're the same KC Wolves we've always been. The only difference is now we have a bigger, better Pack.
And boys, if you think it's tough going against Johnny Z, imagine having to try and share a tag team championship with him. Imagine being partners with the most selfish man this company has ever seen. There is no we with Johnny Z. There is only him. He only lives to fulfill his own desires. He doesn't care about you, about me, about them, anybody. Anybody. And you know it. And you know it. I am done caring about what you think. I am done caring about what Johnny Z thinks. You want answers? You want answers? You'll get your answers when the real champion graces this ring. Because I don't care what Johnny Z thinks anymore. It's not about Johnny Z. It is about your reigning, defending IZW champion, Brad Michaels. He is the one I am invested in. He is the one the KC Wolves have invested in. And to reward such a gracious and true leader, I facilitated, much like I facilitated the demise of Johnny Z, I facilitated a little reward for Brad Michaels and for our good dear friend, the only true commissioner, the #1 Sean McHale. I facilitated an all expenses paid vacation. They are out right now living. Look, they sent me a picture earlier today. Look at them. How happy do they look? The #1 and your IZW champion. What beautiful scenery. Did I do good or did I do good? Because you know what? I
maybe the vacation is going to be cut a little bit short here. Because even though some of the imagery is a little off now, I have a feeling that the saying still handles. You don't like it, they don't care. And I think we're about to see perhaps the natural born leader step forward and come answer his critics.
I'm sure he has several things to say to Damon Windsor and to the KC Wolves.
Quite obviously, Damon Windsor, the KC Wolves, not expecting it. Oh! Well, it's not the natural born leader, but it is the co-commissioner of IZW, the Butterscotch Stallion, Mark Wilson. Man, I see Mark Wilson disheveled over some time, but right now you can see he's upset. I know this has not been a good week for him.
Sean McHale likes to call himself the number one. I think Mark Wilson's about to prove that he's more like number two.
Yeah.
Mark Wilson! Mark Wilson!
You can hear the IZW world as they have embraced the Butterscotch Stallion.
Hey there, pal! Hey there, Mark. I'm surprised to see you here this week. How's the neck? Remember when I grabbed you around the throat and I planted you right here in the middle of this ring? I don't know if you got the memo, but that's the facilitator's way of saying go away, stay away.
All right, first facilitator. Smelling Brad's farts. Dang! I'll get to you in a minute. The pack doesn't want you anymore. The pack doesn't need you anymore. And you know what? But now you're with Brad. You're following Brad's lead. They don't need you. They have a real leader in the natural born leader, John Easy.
Is that so? Where is your great leader, people? Where is your leader?
The leader is here. I'm about to speak in tongues tonight. Because the leader is here, Daddy. Because he wants your ass tonight. And he's going to get in the main event when the natural born leader faces the smart smellitator. In the main event tonight. Oh, and by the way, Brittany and Nick Jonas, you defend your tag team titles against Nemesis right now. Boom, get a referee out here.
Well, we knew this was happening, but I don't know that we knew it was going to happen immediately. But here come the challengers from last week, or at least one of the challenging teams from last week. Bobby Starr, Damian Morte, Nemesis, and Mark Wilson saying the tag team titles on the line right now, and there they are. Damian Morte first, Bobby Starr up second.
This is our first little bit of retribution.
Morte and Starr looking confident as they make their way. Thank you, Ed. Morte and Starr making their way down the ramp. They know this is a great second chance that they maybe thought they were never going to get after losing last week. But now, the title opportunities, the titles being presented right in their grasp. All they have to do is go in and beat the tag team champions.
And you have to ask yourself, when was the last time that Nemesis went into a tag team title match with the crowd thoroughly behind them?
Well, it does seem like there is a change of winds that was so prevalent across so many other ways in IZW last week. And that change of wind seems to have affected Nemesis as well. As you are right, Seth, the fans showing support. And I'm not certain if it's that they love Nemesis or they just want to see the KC Wolves get their ass kicked. It's one or the other.
Honestly, I think it's more of the latter. I think the fans right now would root for anybody that was going up against the KC Wolves.
Well, they know that the Nemesis can be physical. They know that they can be deadly. They know that Damian Morte loves pain. And they know that Bobby Starr has learned so much from his tutelage as part of Impact Inc., as part of Team Bull. If anybody can meet and match all the tricks of the trade that the KC Wolves have, it very well could be Nemesis.
Well, if you look at the IZW roster, this is the one team that is most capable of taking those titles away from the KC Wolves.
All right, well, let's get the formalities out of the way as we go up to Adrenaline Storm for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. It is for the IZW Tag Team Championship. Introducing first your challengers. They're the team of Damian Morte and Greatness Bobby Starr, Nemesis. And their opponent, they are your reigning and defending Tag Team Champion, Luke Langley, Graham Bell, the KC Wolves!
And not waiting for the bell to sound. Here comes Nemesis taking right over on Bell and Langley.
Politeness and courtesy right out the window in this match. These two teams flat out hate each other.
Well, in normal circumstances, there are no friends when it comes to title situations, but it's not as if these two teams were friends to begin with. And that hatred, that challenge, that rivalry, amplified by the opportunities that present themselves last week and this week. I don't know that I've actually heard the bell.
I don't believe we've had a bell yet.
And so these two teams already brawling to the outside. Bell rolling to the inside, Bobby Starr in there as well.
This is going to be a tough match for referee Martin Justice to control. These teams are going to be fighting all over the arena.
Well, we do seem to have official members for each team, as it will be Bell and Starr starting off. And Bell already locking down Bobby Starr, doing an alligator roll to drag Starr over to the corner. Both of these teams very well skilled and very informational when it comes to knowing how to control tag team wrestling. They know to cut that ring in half. They know to keep their opponent in their side. And the Wolves, notice the body position there as Luke Langley tries to block Bobby Starr, but Starr just drives Langley back into his corner, tags. Here comes the man who's sometimes called the Paragon of Pain, Damian Morte.
Not only are these two tag teams knowledgeable, not only are they experienced, but they know each other very well. This is the third time in the last 4 weeks that these two teams have stepped in the ring with each other. They know each other very well.
Morte now just simply stepping right on the throat of Luke Langley, a position Langley has found himself in on several times before, and on all those other occasions he has called to the members of the IZW World, the former members of the Pack, to help him out, but there's no Pack to help him tonight. It's him and Bell on their own as Morte continues to deliver the money. You know, in past weeks, Seth, we've talked about that brashness, that inability to control the emotions of Graham Bell. That has not changed, and right there, it put Luke Langley at a disadvantage as Nemesis took over while Bell was trying to come in and save his partner.
If anything, that with the sudden change with the KC Wolves, it's actually it's grown. Graham Bell is fiery. He's got an anger in him now that fuels the word I'm looking for, temptation to get himself involved when it may be to the detriment of the KC Wolves for him to do so.
Bobby Starr continuing to work over Langley as the tag is made, and Morte now back in the ring, hoisting himself up on Bobby Starr's shoulders. And this is some of the unique double team offense that Nemesis can put together.
Morte was high above the ring and came flat down across the chest of Luke Langley.
Morte down for the cover, but Bobby Starr slow to get out of the ring as referee Martin Justice dealing with him, and that may well have cost the Nemesis the tag team championship right there. And that brief distraction there by Graham Bell has now shifted the tide once again, as now Langley locking up the leg of Morte, and here comes Bell in.
Dropping the knee across the forehead of Morte. Once again.
Bell repeatedly dropping the knees right across the upper torso and head area of Damian Morte. But like I said earlier, Morte, I think he enjoys that type of stuff. He doesn't mind absorbing pain. He doesn't mind putting his body on the line. This is the man who came up with the Ultimate X match here in IZW. If he's willing to put his body through that, he's willing to put his body through just about anything, especially to put championship gold around his waist.
Morte is encouraged, driven by the pain. He wants to hurt. He wants that. It's kind of that if he didn't hurt, he wouldn't have feelings type of scenario, and he lives for the shots.
And now, notice the double team tactics. We would expect to see this out of Nemesis, but it is strange, at least to me, to see it out of the KC Wolves as they bait Bobby Starr into the ring to keep the referee preoccupied, and meanwhile behind his back, they're the ones doing the double teaming. Usually they're on the receiving end of those type of moves. As Langley now positions Morte across that top rope. And
mocking Bobby Starr.
Oh, very, very mocking.
Gets his tag of his partner Graham Bell.
Oh,
Bell just basically now mocking the pack.
And Bell now in for a pin. But Morte still with enough energy to kick out after two. Wolves now.
Drop toe hold by Langley.
And just a stomp to the back of the head by Bell. No finesse there, just power.
Take this with you as I leave the ring type of scenario.
And once again, Langley now driving that knee into the spine of Damian Morte.
Morte doesn't have a lot of padding to absorb that knee to the spine. He's feeling every bit of that at this point.
But again, how much of that is motivating him? I'd say quite a bit as he jacks the jaw of Langley. Now delivers a punch to Bell, but before he can make his way over to his corner, Langley with a drop kick.
Once again, Langley mocking the crowd as he's slow to cover Morte.
You know, Langley and Bell are just so despicable in their attitudes. As they make a tag, here comes Bell back in.
You know, you can almost say that what happened with the tag team titles and even the heavyweight, the IZW title, was a business decision. But turning your back on the crowd in the manner that they have, that is beyond reproach. It is just, the KC Wolves have completely changed their attitude.
Well, they're like spoiled children, Seth.
Yes,
You
exactly.
heard Graham say, it's not our fault, it's your fault. You turned your back on us, as almost a near fall there by Graham Bell, and Bobby Starr just can't put up with it anymore. Starr and Bell literally wailing all over each other. Bell saying, come on and do it. And again, taking advantage of Bobby Starr to the outside.
Starr playing right into Bell's game still, taking his time getting out of the ring while Graham Bell is taking advantage, and now Luke Langley taking advantage of Damian Morte.
And all the while, Damian Morte has more and more punishment delivered to him. And as much as we say that Morte loves the pain, there comes a point where it becomes productive to him. And I wonder if we have reached that point, as I haven't seen a lot of offensive moves, or really a lot of defensive moves.
I think Morte's out on his feet pretty much.
Well, we'll find out now as, 2 3/4 from Martin Justice.
Graham Bell cannot believe that he didn't get the 3 count. Has his partner Luke Langley come in now to try to finish the job. Langley dragging Morte around by the head.
Over and down goes Langley, and again, that was 2 9/10.
Morte with that resilience, that loving of the pain. He keeps coming back for more.
Somewhere, Morte has reserves that I don't think any of us knew about, but Langley signaling the execution, and he's blocked, and an EDT from Morte, who now has simply to get about 4 feet over to his corner, but that is the longest 4 feet in Damian Morte's life.
Morte pulled that short DDT out of his bag of tricks, pulled it out of nowhere, but now he's got to find the energy, he's got to find the wind. He's got to get up and get over to that corner and tag in Bobby Starr,
and
which he does.
Here comes Starr. Starr levels Bell. Down goes Langley. Bobby Starr, a one-man wrecking crew. Starr taking out both members of the KC Wolves, handling it all on his own. Starr now positioning Langley. And
double stomp right across the chest.
And Morte now up to the top. Morte waiting, has Starr. Starr has Bell positioned for the hangman, but Langley knocking Morte off, and Bobby Starr going after Langley, and is just not aware that Graham Bell has one of the tag team belts in his possession. And Bell,
he is now,
levels Bobby Starr. And Martin Justice. And the Wolves are still tag team champions.
The Wolves using that belt behind the back of referee Martin Justice, who was out on the floor checking on Damian Morte. Bobby Starr does not, to this moment, know what hit him.
Graham Bell berating the referee for not being in position, but the simple fact of the matter is he took advantage of Martin Justice's Eddie on the outside, tending to Damian Morte, and that allowed Graham Bell to use that tag team title belt in order to level Bobby Starr and still be tag team champions. Is this what we're going to have to deal with now that the KC Wolves are in their 4th title reign? Is this the future of tag team wrestling for IZW?
I believe it is, and it's a dark day in IZW tag team wrestling, but this is a very good look at the future. The future is the KC Wolves.
Well, it's not a great day, but for Nemesis, but it is a wonderful day for this new alliance between the KC Wolves and Damon Windsor.
The very Wolves of Windsor. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, your tag team champions, the KC Wolves.
Whether you like it or not, the KC Wolves retain the tag team titles. But it's going to be a long and unpleasant title reign for the IZW world.
Looks like we have a little something brewing down here.
As we've said, a different attitude, a different mentality from the KC Wolves. Fans, we're going to step away. We're going to go to a break. We'll be back with more action in just a few moments. Stay with us. More title action coming up.
IZW Superstar. See yourself on the big screen while you experience your own personalized entrance. Customized cake and bounce house available. Hide to the ring and go crazy. superstar. Don't just come to Impact Inc. to customize your skin. Now you can customize your t-shirt with competitive prices and high-quality graphic designs. We're your one-stop shop for wearing your ink. Whether it's for your school, office, athletic team, or just your personal attire, we can take anything you imagine and turn it into a shirt that makes an impact. And if you have an idea or need help with your design, we can do that too. Call 699-7530 or stop by 1008 Southwest 11th Street. Just ask to talk to Candace. From skin sleeves to shirt sleeves. Wear your art, love your ink. Impact Inc.
Once a year, this dreadful night returns to fill your heart with fright. In just one look, you'll be astounded when you find yourself surrounded in this twisted carnival. They'll try to rise, but most will fall. And so here, I can hardly wait for the monster's bash will seal your fate.
Do you need money? Cash. Moolah, greenbacks, and get down the back of fun. We can make you a local you don't want to lose, or we can buy your unwanted gold. So do either way, give you top dollar in your gold. So if you don't have any of that, we offer it well done. Flat panel TV, gold, iPads, and tablets, gold, Windows 8, desktop, and laptop computers, gold, Xbox One, and PS4, gold, lithium-ion power tools, gold, utility devices, and much more. Get your purchase value and save when you get back on track digital at home, or just get your party on. So where do you run when you're at the gun? It's Matter 357-4911.
Well, we've seen one championship on the line. Now we're about to see another one as a relative newcomer here to IZW. A man with a very unique look, the Spanish Fly, Nathan Estrada, now has a chance to put title championship belt around his waist as he will be challenging the new Impact Division champion, the captain of the Force, Double D. But this is a great opportunity for young Nathan Estrada. I wonder if he maybe will have a second belt made for his bro.
Well, you know, I like to think of Nathan Estrada as the Juan Epstein of IZW. I'm wondering if he brought a note from from Nathan Estrada's mother.
I know a former commissioner here at IZW would love the fact that you just made a Welcome Back Cotter reference. That was for you, Kingpin. Nathan Estrada waiting his opportunity to cement what he believes to be his legacy here in IZW. He really wants to make that initial impact, and what better way than to dethrone our brand new Impact Division champion after just 1 week. And speaking of the Impact Division champion, for the first time in over 4 years, Double D once again knows what it's like to put that championship belt around his waist. It looks really good from this perspective, but he had to go through 3 other men in order to accomplish that, and what a match it was.
It was an incredible match, and if Nathan Estrada is looking to make his name in IZW, he's got his hands full with the champion, Double D, and the Force.
Well, Double D making his way through Jordan Jacobs, through Bolt Brady, and through your close personal friend,
my buddy,
the Bronze Bull, Aaron Neal, and he walked out with the Impact Division title around his waist. Jordan Jacobs, of course, injured during that match, suffering a sprained ankle, which contributed, I believe, to the fact that he lost the tag team championship in the very next match. Jay Jordan doing back-to-back duty.
I agree, that played very heavily on that fact. He was basically not a factor in that tag team match. Jermaine Johnson basically was forced to defend the title by himself.
And then we also saw that Jordan has all the heart in the world. He tried to come out, help out his buddy Jermaine in that schmoz at the end, and all that big problem with surrounding the triple threat for the champion, the ICW championship. But even then, Jordan couldn't really contribute. Jordan out for a few weeks. We hope you get well. Let's go on up to the ring and get the introductions for this second championship match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. It is an Impact Rules match for the IZW Impact Division Championship. Introducing
this will be an Impact Rules match, as so many title defenses are for this championship. I gotta wonder, did Nathan Estrada come prepared? Has he got something stuffed in that throw somewhere?
Anything's possible. You know, for those of you that are not new to IZW, an Impact Rules match means basically there are no rules.
Not at all.
Anything can happen. Anything's possible. And Nathan Estrada could pull something, I'd like to say pull it out of his bag of tricks, but it's more likely to come out of that throw.
Well, both of these men employing very similar styles. Both of them enjoy the high risk, the high flying type of maneuvers. Both of them also very technically proficient. And Estrada already complaining that Double D pulled the hair. Well,
how can he help not to?
How can you help not to? You're right. And B, I don't think that's going to be something that Double D will be complaining about that Estrada would be doing. Wow, that face went right into the pro.
You know, while watching Nathan Estrada complain about the pulling of the hair, he reminds me of Chevy Chase in Fletch. You know, we've said it before, he's 5'10", with the fro 6'3". It's hard not to get your hands in that hair. You're going for that lockup, you're going for the collar and elbow tie-up, and you can't help but run your hands through that hair.
D now with this good solid wrist lock on Estrada.
Turning that, oh.
And
he's torquing that wrist.
And you know, Seth, I want to go back to what we were talking about earlier, how all the people that Double D had to go through in order to win that championship. Do you think that Aaron blames you, in part, for losing that championship, for not being champion today?
Well, I am a burr in Aaron Neal's boot, and I am sure that somewhere, wherever he is tonight, my name has come up more than once in probably not a positive fashion. So yeah, I do think, I wouldn't be surprised that when Aaron returns next week, he has something to say about the outcome of that match and what my play and what my responsibility in that outcome truly was.
Well, Aaron Neal, well known for not being reluctant to share his opinion about a lot of things. That's kind of how you ended up in that position of being a special guest referee to begin with. And I agree with you. I think that Aaron Neal certainly has some ill feelings towards you as regard, but you did the job that you were put there to do. Double D walks away as champion. Oh! And Double D walking right into there with a well-placed reverse atomic drop. And down goes Nathan Estrada, who I think may have partially padded that landing by landing back on his head.
And going back to Aaron Neal, I don't know what Aaron actually expected from me in that match. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I called it right down the middle, 1, 2, 3. 2 weeks prior, he was on the reverse of that exact situation, and he came out the winner and didn't have anything to say about that. But I'm quite sure that since he was the one that came out on the short end.
Huge heel throw in from the outside, and again another one by the fro. And again, Impact Rules, normally referee Nathaniel Maverick will be right in there telling D to let go of the hair, but there's no such thing in an Impact Rules match. Anything is legal.
Nathaniel Estrada comes to the ring wearing the Fear the Fro t-shirt. I think we need to change that to Throw the Fro.
And Estrada on the outside trying to figure out a new game plan, because everything he has come in here with has not been successful, as D over the top. Estrada ducking that hand, sweeps the leg.
Right across the back of Double D.
And now to the outside, which can be dangerous for both of these individuals.
That's the most dangerous place that a wrestling match can take place, is out on the floor, because you never know what's under the ring. You never know what they're going to dig up. You've got chairs out there, you've got stairs out there, and it all comes into play.
D and Nathan Estrada making their way in front of the fans here, battling their way around. Yes.
Double D stumbling around. He's a little stunned. Nathan Estrada. Oh, Estrada takes one to the midsection. Double D with a couple of quick elbows there.
Both of these men trading blows, but now Estrada ramming D head first into the metal stairs. That's a battle that D is never going to win.
The great equalizer, the metal stairs.
But oh wow, look at that!
Flying drop kick.
All the way from one side of the ring to the other. And again, fans, no countouts, no disqualifications in an Impact Rules match. This thing can go all over the arena if need be.
I've seen these types of matches go out into parking lots. I've seen them go into restrooms. I've seen them go into every area of arenas. Anything can happen, and this could end anywhere.
Looks like Estrada going to try to use the ring barricade to dish out some additional punishment as he locks Double D up against it.
Mocking the force. That never will end up good.
Estrada trying for the overhand chop, much like Double D would do, but D reverses things around. And man!
That sounded like a shotgun blast.
I think somewhere there's a large tree falling down. That was how devastating that chop was. It's not going to end there, because here comes number 2. No!
Wow.
And we know that the first 2 are easy, but the third one comes from a different direction as Double D from the overhand, and down goes Nathan Estrada.
Double D dealing out more chops than a butcher shop. He just laid him out right across the chest with that one.
And still, neither man contents to move this match back into the ring, despite the encouragement of the referee. Irish whip, and Estrada with desperation moves, reverses it around, and again, the steel steps coming into play, as that's about the only way that Estrada was going to get back on the offensive in this match.
Well, that's the thing about an Impact Rules match. You said that the referee was encouraging them to get it back in the ring. That's all he can do. He can't direct them. He can't start a count. There's none of that.
The ref is basically there in this match to count a pinfall or signal for a submission. There's nothing else he can do with any authority.
Basically, he's a traffic cop in a striped shirt.
And Estrada has found himself an equalizer. He's got himself a cookie sheet, but he was unable to really use it. And Estrada goes careening head first into that post. Down across the throw.
That cookie sheet took its toll house on Nathan Estrada.
Oh, sir. Wesley Bradfield's going to have to cut that one out. D now with one of the turnbuckle. And it right into the midsection. Now across the back.
Anything can be used.
And that turnbuckle has a huge hook on it, which can easily be used as a weapon. I believe, I'm not certain from the camera angle we were at there, but I think perhaps Little D was trying to force that point of that hook into the eye area of Nathan Estrada.
And it's all legal.
And now Estrada finally back in the ring. Double D looking for his opportunity to slide in as well. And Estrada, however, has picked up something. I can't see quite what it was.
It was his throw pick, yes. I told you whatever he was going to use was going to come out of that throw, and it sure did.
Well, that throw pick, that's the strongest throw pick in the world. As he grinds it into the forehead of Double D.
You know, I've seen everything used in these on a 2.5 count. On these types of matches, I've seen cheese graters. I've seen, but I've never seen a throw pick used before.
And now Estrada with large stomps into the well-developed midsection as he goes for the double leg drop right across the torso. Hooks it up, and we almost had a new Impact Division champion right there.
The youngster has got Double D in a precarious position.
As we said at the beginning of this, Nathan Estrada knows what's on the line here. He's been looking for that one great, solid win to truly really make an impact here in ICW. And what better way? Oh, speaking of impact.
That's not the better way.
No, but he's looking for that chance
A two
to
count
make
for
an
Double
impression.
D.
And what better way than to win the Impact Division Championship here in Double D's first title defense. As Estrada again has got himself a weapon.
He's got that cookie sheet.
We saw D going up to the top turnbuckle, perhaps looking for that high crossbody, which he has finished so many wrestlers off with. But it's not going to be happening right now, as Estrada continues to work over the back of D, and now perhaps going to tie him up to the tree of woe. D trying to maintain at least some semblance of uprightness.
Now Estrada using his head as a weapon.
D totally upside down, desperately grabbing for the top rope, and down with a diving headbutt. As he pulls D into the middle of the ring, hooks to the leg, and again, only two.
Estrada just that half count away from shocking the IZW Arena's crowd and taking away that Impact Division title.
And what Nathan Estrada cannot afford to do right now is he cannot afford to lose focus. He's had two near falls on the champion. He's got to continue to press that advantage if he expects to win the championship, because Double D is definitely more experienced than him, obviously has the support of the crowd. What Nathan Estrada is going to have to do is put together a quick series of moves to catch D off guard. And he can start, well, it could have started right there.
He waited too long to go into that corner.
Just a tick too long. And now, the repeated knee shots to the head. And D calling for the force as he drags Estrada out. And there's 10. And D going upstairs. I think it may just be a matter of time as Estrada turns around, high cross body, and just like that, D is still your Impact champion.
Once again, another great performance by Nathan Estrada, but the youngster got frustrated and let Double D make the comeback.
Well, that is two titles on the line and two successful defenses. Will we be seeing a trifecta of that as we still have to come? Skylar Slice challenging for the Queen's crown against our new Queen, Mad America.
I'll tell you right now, Skylar Slice could possibly make this the shortest Queen's reign in the history of IZW.
Double D showing his thanks and appreciation to the IZW world, to the Force, who have sent him to so many accolades, so many championships here. He signals his salutations and his thanks to the people that have given him everything he's got. He has not turned his back on them, unlike another pair of champions we both know so well.
I wonder who we could be speaking of.
Well, we saw them
Not
earlier.
to mention another former champion.
And Double D up close and personal with the members of the IZW world. They feed off of him, and he in turn takes all of his energy from them.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Impact Division champion, Double D.
All right, fans. Two successful title defenses. Still on the way. More action. Queen's Crown coming up next.
Every Saturday night, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Once a year, this dreadful night returns to fill your heart with fright. But just one look, you'll be astounded when you find yourself surrounded in this twisted carnival. The train rise, the most will fall. It's almost here, I can hardly wait for the monster's bash will seal your fate.
November 14th, our next huge pay-per-view event, Halloween Havoc, or excuse me, Halloween Hangover. But right now, it's going to be Halloween come just a little bit earlier as we have a monster on our way to the ring, and that is Skylar Slice, who made such an impression her last time here in the Impact Arena. Tonight, she has the opportunity to do the unthinkable, and that is to unseat our brand new queen, Erica, in Erica's first title defense of her newly won Queen's Crown.
Well, she comes into this match with the confidence knowing that she already has one victory over Erica.
It was Skylar Slice, as you see her right there, who made it possible for the very first women's ladder match in Oklahoma to take place. And Seth, I've had the opportunity to follow this young woman in her short fledgling career. To be perfectly truthful with you, she hasn't even been around for one solid year yet, and she has already made huge impressions, not just here in Oklahoma, but down in Texas, up in Kansas, over in Arkansas. She has traveled, she is getting her name out, she is going to be a huge, huge star, not just here in the Southwest, but across this nation. Mark my words, she is going to go places, and tonight she has the first opportunity to take a huge step if she can wrest that crown from the head of Erica.
Well, Skylar Slice is a full package, but this is the queen.
Well, there's no woman more experienced on the rosters of active competition here in IZW than Erica. A tremendous amateur background that we have talked about on many occasions. 5 times she has been the queen of IZW. And the crowd supports her. Every decision she makes, every competition she steps foot in that ring against. The crowd is right there to say thank you, Erica, for being the best example of female competition that we have seen. But is the end of that strong reign perhaps up tonight? Because, quite honestly, Skylar Slice outsizes her, outpowers her. Skylar Slice is a beast in that ring. And Erica's going to need to rely on all of her experience and skill if she's going to walk out still the queen.
Well, she's going to need that experience because Erica's probably, with the exception of the match that they went head-to-head, she has never stepped into the ring with a woman that has such a size advantage, has such a strength advantage, and can almost match her step for step when it comes to quickness. That's the amazing thing about Skylar Slice. With her size, as quick as she is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. It is for the IZW's Queen's Crown. Introducing first, your challenger. She is Skylar Slice.
outstretched, the palm upturned, as she hands over the tiara to Martin Justice, who shows it off to Skylar Slice. And I have a feeling that this match is going to be just as physical as last week's ladder match was with Paige Turner. There may not be a ladder, there may not be the tremendous impacts that the bodies took crashing down from that ladder, but Skylar Slice will put some impact on Erica if she has the opportunity.
I was going to say, yeah, Skylar Slice is definitely capable of that type of impact. No ladder needed. She is strict brute force, and she has at least, I want to say, a probably 4 to 5 inch height advantage over Erica. And probably we'll just say she has the size advantage over Erica, the strength advantage.
And already looking to put that strength on display as she reaches for the test of strength and then just swats Erica across the face.
Well, she holds that hand up for the test of strength, and Erica's going to need a ladder to get up to that height.
Notice Erica there briefly taking the crouch position, falling back on her amateur roots. She was the captain of her high school wrestling team, went to college on a wrestling scholarship. She has a huge amateur background. Skylar Slice, a natural athlete as well, lettered in athletics in her high school days as well. And now the test of strength underway, and immediately look at the power and the decisiveness with which she forced Erica to her knees. I've never seen anyone put Erica down that way so quickly.
Absolutely no comparison when it comes to these two ladies' strength. Skylar Slice has an incredible advantage, an incredible physique, and Erica, while a great competitor, cannot match her when it comes to strength. Going to have to rely on quickness and on in-ring experience, and maybe
Erica relying on hit and run right now as she goes for the crossbody, but Skylar catches her with ease, walking around with ease as well as she throws Erica in a fall-away slam. Most individuals just fall back and let the momentum carry them, but you can see Skylar literally pick up Erica and throw her over the top of her head.
Launched Erica with that fall-away slam.
And now putting all that weight down right across the shoulder and forcing Erica's throat over that second rope. Slice picking up the queen by the hair, and just like we saw earlier, throwing her across the ring. Now, in this instance, it's not a legal situation, and referee Martin Justice in there to reprimand her, but it still does the damage.
It's almost like you have a young girl in there just tossing a doll around. There's the strength that Skylar Slice has is uncomparable in the women's division. I haven't been here that long, but I can't believe that you've had too many women in this division that could compare with Skylar Slice.
The only woman I can think of is Kira Maya, who outsized Erica quite a bit, but she was not around here very long. Erica, accustomed to competing against individuals much more her size, like an Angel Blue, like a Paige Turner, even like a Venus. Skylar Slice, so much larger and so much more brutal physically than all of them. As you can see, the forearms just pounding across the chest of Erica. As long as this match is going to go in terms of power and brutality, Skylar Slice is going to control it all. Erica has got to get back to wrestling. She really needs to take Skylar off of her feet.
Well, and not only does Skylar Slice have that brutality, but she seems to enjoy it.
And there! Now, Erica taking Slice down, goes in, hooks the leg, one of those tree trunk legs, and did get a 2 count out of it, but that took a lot of power on her part. And now, Erica going back to that amateur background, that solid front chancery. As she's definitely going to do everything she can to keep Skylar from getting that vertical base back underneath her.
When you're in this position, you're trying to hold your opponent down, trying to cut off that wind. But when you have somebody as big as Skylar Slice that can pick you up off the mat in that position,
oh man,
it's darn near impossible to do.
I was going to mention how easily Skylar Slice got out of that front chancery, how she just forced herself up and drove Erica to the back, but then yanking Erica out of the corner and leveling her with a clothesline. Again, this match almost as one-sided as it was what was it, a month ago when Skylar Slice was first here?
Exactly.
And this is looking like it's going to be a repeat of that match, except I don't think it's going to be the same ending that Erica had as tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Again, those massive legs as Slice continues to dominate the Queen. Again, pulling her by the hair, and now locking her into a full Nelson.
And with the length of her arms, the length of Skylar's arms, she just puts that on with such ease.
And this is a submission move. She is forcing down, as she's now forced the Queen down, and now she switched it over and applying that boot right into the mid-center, to the middle of the back. Stretching those arms backwards, perhaps going to turn it into almost a modified surfboard. Slice has to be careful not to let her shoulders fall to the mat, as it almost maybe right now, that right shoulder keeping up, and Erica breaking that hold. And with some forearms straight to the head of Slice, but
it didn't
no
phase
effect.
her. Yeah. She just shook it off and knocked Erica off.
It's like there are no weak spots in Skylar Slice. There doesn't seem to be any obvious weakness in her. Well, she waited a little too long for that.
Back elbow by Erica out of the corner.
Slice absorbing both of those. A diving elbow shot takes Slice down. And Slice once again right in for the pin.
And kicks before the 2 count.
Erica calling on the IZW World. They come to her support. Is there any way at this point that Erica can find some way? Oh! And again,
Slice just shook off those elbows and gave her back one of her own.
Erica now, side headlock, trying to take control of the head, but unable to maintain that either.
I've never used this phrase before about a woman, but it's pure brutality. Skylar Slice is physically brutal.
Slice hoisting up Erica, carrying her around, drives her down, and just lies across her.
Lackadaisical.
She may very well have been able to get the match there if she had applied a proper pinfall.
But if she had, she wouldn't be able to dish out more punishment.
And that may be the mistake for Skylar Slice, as she can't lose focus on why she's here. She's here to win the Queen's crown. The punishment is all good and well, but she needs to walk away here the winner. And now, again, back to the punishment on the back. That seems to be her focus on Erica, is to try and weaken and damage that back.
Take a body part and work on it. That's an age-old theory in the wrestling business, and it always seems to work.
But again, right there, the mistake on Skylar Slice's part, as both of her shoulders went down there, and it counts as a pin, even though Erica not in the offensive position. Slice now continuing to maintain hold.
I honestly think Slice could put Erica away at any point right at this point.
Slice with the Irish whip goes for the clothesline. Erica underneath, and Erica comes in from the side. Now drives Slice's head down, but again, Slice pushing right up from that. It didn't really seem to phase her too much as she looks for the leg drop and rolls Slice over. Puts all the weight around that leg, but there is almost as much power in one of Skylar's legs as there seems to be in all of Erica's body.
It's going to take a lot more than that to put Skylar Slice down.
Erica now saying, going to go over the top and drop Skylar over, and again, you can see the frustration on Erica's face.
Erica can't believe this. She's never had an opponent that she couldn't have put away with any of these moves by this point.
The longer this match goes, the more it's going to turn against Erica. Oh, huge boot!
Oh.
Huge boot. We talk about the big boot in the corner from Johnny Z. That right there is just as big and just as detrimental. But again, Slice not applying a proper pin, allowing her ego to overrun her.
She can't allow that ego to take control if she wants to take home that Queen's crown.
And now Slice once again to the back. And Erica rolling up, and that was it. Erica with the 3 count.
Slice is livid. Cannot believe that she was rolled up.
Skylar Slice had at least 3 opportunities in that match to win the championship, but she forewent them in order to arrogantly apply these non-traditional pins. And this time, the 3rd time, Erica was able to capitalize the schoolgirl Skylar and to walk out of here still the queen of IZW.
Skylar Slice is going to have to learn from those mistakes if she wants to have another shot at taking home that Queen's crown. She had 3 good chances to win this match, and in each time, she let her own ego get the better of her.
Well, that's 3 championship bouts, 3 successful defenses for our new champions here in IZW. And I'm sure there's going to be another day for Skylar Slice, as she did indeed have an impressive showing. Fans, more action still to come. Our main event coming up next.
Are you tired of the same old birthday party? Well, now's your chance to party with your favorite IZW superstar. See yourself on the big screen while you experience your own personalized entrance. Customized cake and bounce house available. Hop into the ring and go crazy. And then take the memories home on DVD and Blu-ray. Call 580-699-7IZW and party like an IZW superstar.
Once a year, this dreadful night returns to fill your heart with fright. With just one look, you'll be astounded when you find yourself surrounded in this twisted carnival. They'll try to rise, but most will fall. It's almost here. I can hardly wait for the monster's bash will seal your fate.
Halloween Hangover, November 14th, our next huge iPay-per-view event with the annual Monsters Bash Battle Royal. Every member of the IZW roster in there for an opportunity at the IZW Championship. Seth, it's the biggest match, the biggest card of IZW, but tonight's been a huge card so far. 3 championship matches, all of them successful defenses from our champions.
Well, so far the champions have proven their wares. All 3 of the ones that we've had tonight have been defended well. We've had a great match between the tag team champions, the KC Wolves, and of course Nemesis. And like we said, it was unusual to hear Nemesis with the crowd behind them. And they seem to feed off it just a little bit. But the KC Wolves, once again, they've changed their attitude. And that changed attitude definitely came into play in the tag team title defense.
Brand new tag team champions, the KC Wolves, and their attitude overwhelming here. But the attitude's still the same for, I guess you could call them the first couple of IZW. Our Impact Division champion, Double D, our queen of IZW, Erica, as they also had successful title defenses, although for Erica, certainly not the easiest title defense that she's had.
Erica had a huge obstacle in her path to that title defense tonight, and she definitely earned the victory in every sense of the word.
It was hard work for our queen, but she came through. But coming up next, Damon Windsor one-on-one against the man that he followed for such a long time, the natural-born leader, Johnny Z, the former IZW champion, the man that Windsor turned his back on last week at Redemption. And I think the word revenge is going to be an understatement for what it is that Johnny Z wants to do to Damon Windsor.
Well, you know, there's never worse bad blood than between two ex-friends, and tonight it's probably going to be the worst bad blood we've ever seen.
Johnny Z can be one of the most underhanded and evil men that I've known, and I have a feeling a lot of those qualities are going to come through tonight, all for the good cause of getting revenge on the man who cost him, well, one of the men who cost him the IZW championship.
He was the ringleader. Damon Windsor, without a doubt, was the ringleader in the whole thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your main event. It's scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Coming to the ring first is the facilitator, Damon Windsor.
Damon Windsor on his own, making his way down the ring, looking as confident as ever. But you gotta think, somewhere in the deep, dark recesses of his mind or in his stomach, there are butterflies and chills as he knows he has to step in the ring with a man well, you might as well say it, he betrayed last week.
Well, nobody knows what Johnny Z's capable of better than Damon Windsor. So Windsor knows exactly what Johnny Z's coming in here to do. He's got revenge on his mind. Damon Windsor cost Johnny Z the title. You can bring the KC Wolves into this. You can bring Bad Brad Michaels into this. You can even bring Sean McHale into this. But when the truth comes down to it, bottom line, Damon Windsor is the one that cost Johnny Z the title.
Well, Damon Windsor stepping foot into the Lion's Den. And while he may be alone out there right now, somewhere in the back, the KC Wolves are watching, and I have a feeling that if things start to go badly for the facilitator, we may well be seeing a pack attack from this combined threesome.
Well, the KC Wolves said it themselves, it's a new pack, and Wolves never travel alone. So you can count on the fact that if Damon Windsor gets into any kind of trouble out here, it's going to be a 3-on-1.
And while the Graham Bell and Luke Langley may officially be the KC Wolves, this right here may be the biggest and baddest wolf of the whole bunch, as he was definitely a wolf in sheep's clothing all those weeks. We still haven't really gotten an explanation from him as to why he did what he did. I mean, the Wolves at least said, we came back and you guys were chanting for the people who put us out, the ones that we fought against so long. They blamed it on the crowd, but Damon Windsor still remaining essentially silent as to why he turned his back on the man he once followed.
Well, it was once said that it's not the ones you know that can harm you, that can get close enough to stab you in the back. It's the ones that you consider friends that can usually do the most damage. And Damon Windsor and Johnny Z were tag team partners. They were friends, and that got Damon Windsor close enough where he could put that blade right square in the middle of Johnny Z's back.
Now, I think you may have hit on something there, Seth. I know you weren't around at the time, but I remember a situation a few years ago where Johnny Z and Damon Windsor were feuding over the IZW championship, and I believe that it was at Halloween Hangover when Damon Windsor came within a hair's breadth of becoming the IZW champion in a casket match, only to see Mark Wilson, who was then the referee, turn in the middle of the match and kick Damon Windsor, well, right between the goalposts, if you will, and cost Windsor his chance to become the IZW champion. Perhaps this has all been a long con on the part of Windsor to get close to Z and to do the exact same thing to him when the opportunity
I
mattered
believe it
most.
was Shakespeare, or maybe it was Han from Star Trek, who said, "Revenge is a dish best served cold."
And here's a man who has been known to be cold-hearted on so many times, but he's going to be coming out with heat on his mind. As there he is, and he's not even waiting.
He's making a beeline to that
Normally
ring.
he takes his time, but he's not waiting for the introductions to be done.
The natural born leader.
And Windsor takes a powder.
Johnny C wants his hands around Damon Windsor's throat. There's no showboating. There's no presentation tonight. Johnny C came here for a mission, and that mission is retribution against Damon Windsor.
Mark Wilson getting the crowd going, and they didn't need a lot of encouragement to get behind Johnny Z.
You people want to see him get his hands on me? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? I bet that's what you want. But you know what, John? I really hope that you really didn't think it would go down like this. Boys!
And here they come.
Well, here come the tag team champions.
Wolves never travel alone, they always travel in packs.
And Johnny Z sees himself in a bit of a pickle, as he does have Mark Wilson by his side, but Mark Wilson, not a wrestler, at least not full-time, not much of a physical competitor. The Wolves and Windsor certainly outclass him. And Johnny Z saying, come on, I'll take on all three of you myself if I have to.
Johnny will. He'll take all three of them on because he's got a bone to pick with each and every one of this trio. I like to call them the Merry Wolves of Windsor.
The Wolves looking for their opportunity, as well as Damon Windsor. Johnny Z trying to keep all sides focused on, as well as Mark Wilson. Mark Wilson helping to point out traffic here as well. And now it looks like, well,
You must think I'm pretty stupid too.
Always thinking Johnny Z.
Johnny Z sometimes calls himself the smartest man in professional wrestling, and he's got some help as well. And
Johnny Z outthinked him.
Well, it's a melee right here in Lawton, Oklahoma tonight, as Double D and Jermaine Johnson have showed up.
I went to a wrestling match and a Pier 6 brawl broke out.
And I don't think that Damon Windsor expected this, but he really should have.
Well, Damon Windsor knows.
The hell with your plan, John. I see you. We don't need this. We're out of here.
Well, this did not go the way that the Wolves and Windsor expected.
Well, Damon Windsor knew what to expect from Johnny Z. Johnny Z knew what to expect from Damon Windsor and beat him to the punch.
No. Hey, this may be vacation for some of y'all, but the rest of us are working tonight. I'm working tonight, they're working tonight, and you're working tonight in a six-man match right now, Denny!
That's what the co-commissioner says, and that's the way it's going to be. Six-man tag team impromptu match. As your main event, we were expecting. We're going to get a whole bunch more than that.
Well, we should know from this point forward never to expect one-on-one from Damon Windsor and the KC Wolves.
You will have this match, or I will strip the KC Wolves of the Tag Team Championships.
And there's the authority coming down.
They backed him into a corner now.
That's a travesty.
That's bull! That's a travesty!
But you know what? Maybe the referee needs to ring the bell and start a 10 count. Because if it's a count out, I will strip you of those titles.
Referee Nathaniel Maverick complying very nicely.
Mark Wilson with a little bit of encouragement for the KC Wolves and Damon Windsor.
We're halfway
Apparently the
there.
tag team titles aren't that important to the KC Wolves.
I wonder if the Wolves don't believe that this is really going to happen. Well, Johnny Z not going to take the chance to figure it out. As the Wolves and Windsor make their way back out here. Z and Windsor battling at the top of the ramp. Now all the way down, all 6 men. I do not envy Nathaniel Maverick for trying to keep control of this thing.
Maverick has got his hands full. He needs some help from the back to keep this under control.
I guess we're going to start with Jermaine Johnson and Graham Bell in the ring. And what a history these two have. Johnson, along with Jordan Jacobs, as what wrestling should be. And the KC Wolves had some of the most amazing matches, both here in Lawton and up in Oklahoma City, as they feuded back and forth for the better part of 2013 and 2014. And now a tag between Johnson and Johnny Z, 2 of the best friends that you will find. And both of them with
Back
a
body drop.
huge high elevation on Graham Bell. I've never seen a wolf fly, but
Make
I
a
think
wish.
he just did.
Make a wolf wish.
Oh, Graham Bell's wishing for a lot of things right now. But I think one of them's about to come true. And no!
Boot to the midsection.
As well as one to the face, and John with the cover, and both legs hooked, and only good enough for 2. As Johnny Z drives Graham Bell back into the corner and unleashes a big chop there, much like you saw Double D do earlier. As now,
Oh, raking those eyes across that top rope.
and now Graham Bell, he likes to be known now as the worst person ever. Well, he's in the worst situation ever, as he is trapped amongst 3 men who are more than willing to take out their frustrations as to what happened with Johnny Z across the body. And if Graham Bell, and if Graham Bell thought he was in bad shape when Johnny Z was chopping him, we know what Double D can do with those chops.
All you got to do is get David Estrada about that. Big chop to the chest. Going for one more.
Oh yeah.
There we go, the trifecta.
That third one's a doozy. And before D is able to unleash it, Bell cuts him off, makes the tag.
Oh, he saved it for Luke Langley.
And again, a good deep cover. Both one leg hooked and the other one up over. But D only able to get a 1 count out of it. D once again down for the cover, and again, only good enough for 1.
What kind of an impact does that chop have to actually knock a fresh Luke Langley off his feet?
Well, that's the type of power that Double D brings to the Impact division. He has used those chops as moves of his for such a long time, polished them up and made them powerful. And speaking of power, Jermaine Johnson going to show off some power in the corner here. He may get the opportunity to show some more later on. But
the hype section thoroughly behind Jermaine Johnson.
well,
Got something
he's
special
going to
for
show
Luke.
his power. And he's going to show his strength. Here we go. Langley up top. Somebody count it off.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, take me down to Suplex City.
Possibly the longest 10 seconds of Luke Langley's life. And still only enough for a 2.
Well, Langley's feet have to be numb at this point because all the blood had to have rushed down to his head.
Oh, now Johnny Z, is Johnny Z going to do this too? Oh, it's a duel. Twice as much power and twice as much strength. And, well, what's good for for one wolf might as well be good for two.
A double suplex. I guess we could call that a quadruple.
And we almost called it victory for the Johnny Z-led team. See now, once again, whipping Langley into the corner. We know that he would love to get Langley in that corner full time. But he's measured.
Oh, reminding David Windsor that he's still number one.
And again, a little more than two there with the Bulldog off the second rope.
Ah, there we go. Delivered a little message to David Windsor.
See, with a blow to Windsor, it's certainly not enough. And now all three of them in, as once again, Graham Bell.
Graham Bell costing his team in a big fashion.
Luke Langley, I think, is going to have some harsh words for Graham Bell when this match is over after the stomping he just received.
Yeah, like stop that. Langley trying to crawl back to his corner. Jermaine Johnson cuts him off.
Johnson right there to keep Langley making that tag.
Langley's been in now for a long time. He's absorbed a lot of abuse. There's a little bit more dished out by Jermaine Johnson.
Johnson with a nice leg drop, hooks the leg up, gets two out of it. That's why they're the tag team champions, that resilience. Make no mistake, their attitude may have changed, but their abilities have not. KC Wolves have always been ones to absorb quite a bit of punishment in the course of their battles. And waiting for the great opportunity there to catch Jermaine with the enziguri.
Damon Windsor distracting Jermaine Johnson.
And now the biggest man in the match, the big bad wolf, comes in.
He's going to huff, he's going to puff, and hope to blow Jermaine Johnson down. He's got him, choking him along against the ropes.
There's nothing fair and square about anything that David Windsor is doing right now.
Well, I think pretty much in this entire match on both sides, fair and square has gone out the window.
Now Windsor tossing Jermaine Johnson out the ring, and the Wolves pouncing on Johnson as the CNT attempt to get the attention of Nathaniel Maverick to turn around and see what the Wolves are doing, all to no avail. As Johnson absorbs quite a bit of punishment and is now trapped in no man's land on the far side as Johnny Z in for the save there.
At this point, Jermaine Johnson's in basically the worst place he could possibly be. He's got Damon Windsor in the ring, and he's in the corner of the Merry Wolves of Windsor.
Johnson trying to fire back, delivering those forearms and staggering Windsor. Johnson making the dive. He is inches away
Windsor
from both of his
muscles him
partners.
away.
But the power of Damon Windsor forces Johnson all the way across the ring. And now Bell tagged back in. A well-placed knee gets two for his efforts.
Now Graham Bell blocking up Jermaine Johnson, trying to basically block the ability to take in more oxygen.
Johnson applying pressure to the head and neck with this full Nelson, also negating a lot of the arm strength on the part of Johnson.
Well, not only does this cut off oxygen and the ability to breathe, but it also cuts off blood flow, which is going to bring a tingling to those arms of Jermaine Johnson. It's going to make it real difficult for him to power out of anything.
Now Bell with a clubbing forearm across the back of Johnson. As again he forces Jermaine into the corner, and the tag team continuity of your tag team champions comes nicely into play here. Luke Langley now, who honestly I think has always had this vicious streak about him. He's just had it tamed for such a long time, but he now feels free to let it loose and commit some of these vile acts with such a smile across his face. He loves the brutality, he loves the mayhem he's causing, and Langley almost caught off guard there as D and C both coming up situation, which is a 3-on-1 attack across Johnson.
Well, it's the same thing that we've been saying about Graham Bell. Now it's coming into play with Johnny Z and Double D. They're letting their emotions get the best of them. They need to remain in their corner, unless it's to make a last-ditch save. But to distract the referee and allow these three piranha. And here we go, once again, Double D forcing the referee's attention. Johnny Z forcing the referee's attention, while behind the referee's back, the trio of the KC Wolves and Damon Windsor are doing whatever they please to Jermaine Johnson.
Bell has locked Johnson down at front chancery, forcing Johnson all the way down. The referee really needs to check in there, make sure that this is not slipping into a choke hold, because I wouldn't put it past Graham Bell to do that right now. But whatever it is that Bell is doing, he has rendered Johnson almost unconscious. Johnson now trying to fight his way back to life.
The hype crew getting thoroughly behind Jermaine Johnson. Johnson feeding off that, forcing himself back towards his corner.
And
big backdrop
with the elevation. Johnson inches away for the tag, but Damon Windsor from behind, right across the neck, and dragging Johnson back, making sure to keep that distance away from his partners. As now, Windsor with a full blatant choke. He knows he's got till 4 to break it. If it gets to 5, it's a disqualification. Honestly, though, I'm not certain that Windsor really cares about whether he wins or loses this match, so long as he can dish out punishment and avoid Johnny Z.
That's the whole thing right there, avoiding Johnny Z, because if you want to talk about punishment, Johnny Z has something special in mind for Damon Windsor.
Jermaine Johnson has taken quite a bit of punishment in this match. He has been trapped in the ring, unable to make a tag for quite a long time now. Windsor off the side. Oh, J effect by Jermaine Johnson. But he is in the wrong side. He's got to get to his partners. And he's really on the wrong side of the ring to do so.
Johnson has no idea where he's at this point. Both Johnny Z and Double D trying to get his attention, trying to get his focus back.
Windsor with the tag, Langley in. Johnson with the tag. Here comes Z. Johnny Z. Down goes one wolf and down goes the second. Johnny Z taking on both the tag team champions. Goes after Damon Windsor, who quickly makes his way off the ring apron. And Double D over the top.
Pulling down the top rope. Double D going up over the top, leaving Johnny Z in the ring alone with the Wolves.
One reverse atomic drop.
And a clothesline by Graham Bell.
Z being hit from all directions almost at the same time. And now Damon Windsor with a Johnny Z that is not completely aware of what's going on. Now Windsor more than happy to
Oh, saved by Jermaine Johnson, who took Johnny Z out of the mix, leaving the KC Wolves to take the full brunt of Damon Windsor.
Well, Jermaine Johnson propels himself over the top to keep
once
on
again,
to Windsor.
Johnny Z alone in the ring with the KC Wolves.
That is not a situation he wants to be in. It's a 2-on-1 scenario, and the Wolves know what's going on. Johnny Z is still not aware who he's got in there with him. See though, up and over goes Graham Bell. That leaves Luke Langley. Z float over. DDT
by Johnny Z.
And Langley looking for the corner, and that's not the corner he wants to be in. As Johnny Z feels it. Johnny Z off the rope. Boom
to the face.
Down goes Langley. Z in for the cover. And that is all she wrote.
A bit of retribution for Johnny Z.
Well, it is a great victory for the threesome, and especially for Johnny Z to get the pinfall. But we know that's not the man he wanted to get his hands on. He wanted to get it on Damon Windsor, and Windsor, quite obviously, wants nothing to do with Johnny Z in a one-on-one, fair and square situation.
He said at the beginning of the match, Windsor knows exactly what Johnny Z is capable of, and he's going to avoid that at all costs.
The natural born leader looks on at his former disciple as Windsor attempts to rally the tag team champions. But it's going to have to be another night for them as the war between Johnny Z and his former Impact King stablemates is just heating up. Z looks down on the three men who have caused so much pain and tribulation in his life recently. Fans, we thank you for tuning in. For Seth Coburn, I'm CM Burnham. Be here next week, and so long from the Sooner State.
I didn't get to do exactly what I wanted to do to you tonight, Damon Windsor. You see, I knew Brad Michaels, that coward, would not be here tonight. Because you see, Brad Michaels is not the owner. Brad Michaels is not the founder. Brad Michaels is not the natural born leader, Johnny Z. So you see, we all know that Brad's off having Sean convalesce him this week, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Taking pictures of each other's belly buttons, if you will. But you see, Brad will be here next week, and he'll be here with my IZW championship. And so this little ass whooping that's in store for you, Damon Windsor, is going to have to be put on hold, because next week in the main event at Impact Arena IZW's Adrenaline, it will be the natural born leader Johnny Z getting his rematch for the IZW championship against Brad Michaels, and I will right that wrong, damn it. Then, after I'm through kicking his teeth into the back aisle, pinning him 1, 2, 3 for my IZW championship, maybe that'll be reason enough for your coward ass to get in this ring and take your ass whooping, punk.
Come on, we don't need a soundtrack for this ass kicking, come on.
We are in control, not
singing would sound good right about now.
And my music is just so good.
You got some good music, but we can't leave the hype section here without a party.
And why can we not leave the hype section without a party? Because
hit that hype section music, baby.
Hang on. Now, damn it. I can't let you two get your stuff off. And then not me get my stuff off. I mean, come on, right? That's true. Seeing as how I am your Impact Division champion, and seeing how, of course, each and every one of you are the Force, well, I'm saying is, how about next week you make sure you bring all your butts back here, be in this Impact Arena, because much like Double D, I think we're gonna see Johnny Z. I think he's gonna do a little sacrifice.
Yeah! Sacrifice! Sacrifice Brad Michael next week! Find the fence! Woo!
And then, after of course sacrificing, he's going to survive.
That's right!
And then much like I did last week when I became your new Impact Division champion, he's going to succeed, and he will be your new IZW champion once again. With it, well, then I believe they can just go force themselves.
Hey, music guy, me and you gonna have heat. We gonna be hot at each other. I get it. He's the captain of the Force. He's the Impact Division champion, and you the #1 contender to the IZW title. And man, my boy, lights out Jordan Jacobs. He's hurt right now, so I can't go.
Everyone, real quick, a moment of silence for Jordan Jacobs' ankle. All right, it's over. Hallelujah.
Get in the corner. Get in the corner. Get in the corner. You put your nose in the corner. Can't believe I ever tagged with that guy. What I'm trying to say before I let Anna Lynn do her thing is that all I've got is my music, and when they say, hey, so can I get that off, please? Can I do that for the hype section?
Let's do it. We got